Yes.
No,
that means I get first pick in this one, right?
No,
you got to.
Nope, that's not how that
Go
works.
ahead, Ben.
No, I mean you're on top until you get knocked
Well,
off,
I
right?
haven't seen you in 2 weeks. You just come right in here and just picking all
I mean,
kinds of
yeah,
stuff, right, Ben?
Yeah, you know, he cries a river. I'm not going to a race, then he goes to a race. Go ahead, DJ, make your
Go
pick.
ahead. We feel sorry for you.
Thank
we
you.
do.
I love both of
It's a
you very
pity
much.
party.
Jonathan Davenport.
All right, I got Zeus the Corgi. Now, you know what? I feel like Mike Marlar is going to win this one. I go the 157.
That was a good pick. Yeah.
Poor Overton. Come on, James.
You got to take over.
Come on.
Right?
All right, I'll do it.
I mean,
I'll do
you
it.
sound
I'll pick
like we
Brandon
just told you
Overton.
you got to have a root canal.
I just want to hear an
wow.
interview. I just want to hear an interview with him.
I can't wait to replay that reaction to Brandon Overton.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, by the way, guys, Cody Overton walked up to me after that feature. He goes, I thought I had him. I said, well, look, three hymns got by you, so I don't know which hymn you were talking about, but no, I love that family. They're great people.
He was right in there. I mean, he was right on O'Neill there. Well, the Brandon Ford Pace Truck, the world's largest volume Ford dealer, BrandonFord.com. Check them out. Tomorrow night, by the way, is a Brandon Ford TV challenge race, right, Dustin?
Well, that's right.
And also an Arizona Sports Shirts Crown Jewel Cup. CJ.
Let's go.
Yes. Well, it's all Georgia front row. I know you're a Buckeye, Dustin.
I am.
You got the Georgia Bulldogs
It's
there.
okay. I have no ill feelings towards Brandon Overton or Jonathan Davenport, either one.
Or the Georgia Bulldogs.
Or the Georgia Bulldogs in general.
Season's
That's
coming
right.
up, what, next week?
Or the
Next
SEC.
week?
Yeah,
the
or
SEC.
any French Bulldogs.
Or Corgis. Any of the four.
Listen, I'm not messing with a Corgi named Zeus. I can tell you that right now.
Zeus said he's not impressed. He was part of a litter of 7, so 4 does nothing for him.
Oh, boy. All right.
I don't even know what to say.
Well, I'm going to say this. The pace trucks are making their way to the infield. The yellow lights have been turned off, and we're going to go green flag racing. This time, 25 laps is the distance, $5,000 on the line. Brandon Overton and Jonathan Davenport will lead him into the Racing for Heroes starting zone. And the final feature of the night here at Port Royal is going green.
Two drivers who've dominated Eldora over the last few years into turn number 1, Overton and Davenport. At the Racing for Heroes start zone, and Davenport pushes up the track. Here comes Marlar through the middle. Mike Marlar second last night third last night behind Overton. And your winner, Ricky Thornton Jr., goes side by side for second off of turn 4. 1 lap in the books.
Mike Marlar with a run down to the inside of Jonathan Davenport. Superman, though, will hold that second spot just behind your race leader, Brandon Overton. And Ben may be right. Mike Marlar looks like he's got a fast hot rod in that Ronnie Delt-owned Longhorn here this evening, as that lead trio is stretched out by a few car lengths over the battle for fourth between Mike Norris and Tyler Erb at the end of lap 2. It's still Overton, Davenport, Marlar running 1, 2, 3.
For you, the best in the business, they're going to put on a good show for you. They're not going to rub on each other down the back straightaway. Overton about 6-7 car lengths already. 0.7 of a second on our live timing and scoring. Marlar working that bottom as they come out of turn 4. Down the main straightaway, it's still Brandon Overton, 3 in the books. He's led every one of them.
Did you see that?
Yes.
You could have laid underneath the left front of Mike Marlar's race car right there. Yeah, that left front hiked up in the air. Move over shock behind. Look at Michael Norris shaking himself free of Tyler Erb, and he's starting to close in on your third place car. There's Norris in the 10. He's starting to close in on your third place car, Mike Marlar, James.
Mike Norris has never won a Lucas Oil Late Modern Series main event. Down to turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Tyler Erb is in 5th. Logan Robertson, give him a shout out. We thought he had some problems in hot laps, but he's come back strong. Drake Troutman, who just won the modified Mid-Atlantic modified race, he is 7th in car 7.
Drake Troutman for the win here earlier this year, and there is a look at him, and he's going to work his way by Logan Robertson and take the 6th spot away. Troutman trying to tiptoe around the top of the racetrack and bring the 99 to Devin Moran with him, and Troutman may not be done yet. He's going to close in on the 1 of Tyler Erb, as the driver, the 18-year-old out of Hyndman, Pennsylvania, is now closed in, not quite to the rear deck lid of Tyler number 1. James Troutman changed his line that time down in 1 and 2.
That was a terrific modified feature, wasn't it?
Yes,
Between
it
him
was.
and Mike Altobelli. As they come out of turn number 4, down the main straightaway, it's still Brandon Overton, 7 laps in the books. Right now, Troutman and the 1 of Tyler Erb. They're going to go at it into turn number 1. That is for positions 5 and 6 here tonight.
Not missing anything at the front of the field. Overton with a 1.2 second advantage over Davenport. Davenport has almost that same advantage over your third place car of Mike Marler. As we say that, on the left side of your screen, you see Jonathan Davenport closed in by half a second that time by James. He cut the lead in half, and Mike Marler's right there as well.
Here they come into turn 3. Norris trying to pedal and catch them. Right now, you're right, Davenport and Marler now. Mikey goes to the top shelf. Out at turn 4, Davenport down low into turn 1. We're going to have a 3-car battle into 1 for the leader at Port Royal in this second 25-lapper.
And Michael Norris trying to join that battle as well, as again, that battle for 5th that was on the right side of your screen. It heated up for a little while. Troutman now going to tuck in behind the one of Tyler Urban. Look at Jonathan Davenport. James trying to run that high side and trying to bring Mike Marler along with him. This time by 10 scored, 15 to go.
An entertaining night of racing. Come on out tomorrow if you're watching this live on MAV TV on Flow Racing. Great weather forecast. They come into turn number 3. And now Overton stumbles a little bit at turn number 3. Here comes Jonathan Davenport off at turn number 4. He's gained on him. Last time it was 8/10. It's going to be a lot closer this time.
Indeed it is. As they cross the stripe, again cuts it in half, 4/10. And now Marler looks down to the inside of Jonathan Davenport. 3 cars going at it here at Port Royal, and business is going to pick up even more at the front of the field because that lead trio is quickly closing in on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars at the back of the field.
Will the lead into 1? Will he throw the slider? Davenport stays glued to the bottom. The Speed Palace is not disappointing tonight, Dustin Jerry.
Indeed it is not, as that lead trio is separated by 0.8 of a second as they've picked up the tail end of the field once again. And we've got trouble over in turn number 2. Drake Troutman off the pace in the 7, and the Gorsuch performance caution is out. 12 laps scored, 13 to go.
Our first caution in 37 laps, right? We went 25 green in that first one, and Drake Troutman, and again, and Dustin and Ben, how many times have we said it, especially in the Summer Nationals last night, as he takes his helmet off? He is a very talented young driver, but he has just had so much bad luck the last couple of months. It's unbelievable.
He has, James and Ben, and he had just taken 5th there the lap before as well. So he was running inside the top 5. And Ben, that's a tough break for the likable 18-year-old.
Yeah, and that team had gone down to Longhorn, had to rebuild the race car to get it ready for yesterday. Worked all week, and looks like Fluid has trailed behind that number 7 car. So maybe more extensive failures on that number 7. Tough break as he ran in right there in the Penske top 5. But I tell you what, Brandon Overton has struggled with lap cars, and that has allowed Jonathan Davenport to move in. And since Overton's moved off the bottom when he went to the top, it seemed like that car not near as happy on the top side of this racetrack as it is down low for the 76.
Oh, I noticed the same thing too, Ben, and I'm not too sure that maybe Mike Marler doesn't have one of the better cars on the racetrack as well. And that lead trio, 0.8 of a second separated them the last time by at the stripe. It's Overton, Davenport, and Marler in that top 3, looking to make that Big River Steel podium at the end of this race. Michael Norris runs 4th, and Drake Troutman Drake Troutman was rounding out the top 5. Drake Troutman, you see there being pushed off the racetrack, and you see that Fluid there trailing out underneath that race car,
wow.
James. Tyler Erb will be in 5th, Devin Moran 6th, Logan Robertson 7th, Kyle Hardy 8th, Chris Ferguson 9th, and James Max Blair will round out the top 10.
Right now, Garrett Alberson, the early contender for the Todd Steel Building's hard charger in this race, up to right now 14th.
That's good. He started 23rd.
You said to keep an eye on him now. Well, for the first time tonight in the main events, we're going to have a Delaware double file restart. Can we have a Keystone State double file restart since we were in Delaware? Okay. All right.
Keystone double. Doesn't really roll off the top.
That don't sound good.
What do you got against Delaware, James?
What'd you say about Delaware?
I tell you, that was a great show last night. Great show last night. Well, look at the Fluid again of being oil. There he is on the back straightaway, and
doggone it, that's oil. Yep, that is a motor for Drake Troutman. That is a tough break for him.
So we'll have to see if we're going to, well, when Barry had mechanical issues, we had to put some Speedy Dry out there, so we'll see here. Maybe they'll run through this here. So it's Brandon Overton, as you said, DJ. He's led every lap, but I tell you, 2nd and 3rd was right on him. Davenport and Marler in traffic. That is cleared out. All lapped cars go to the back. And right now we still have, 23 I think we've got more than that. The only car out of the race is Drake Troutman, because Fink is still out there in that EZ1.
Yeah, he is still out there, as is Cody Leiter as well. So you are indeed right, James. Troutman will be the only retiree from this one, as we are one lap shy of the halfway. 12 scored, 13 to go in your second feature here this evening. The field is taking shape in that Delaware double file restart. We'll see if they shut the caution lights off this time, as Overton is by himself out front, and your second place car, and there it is. They get the high sign, and James, your second place car, no real surprise, I don't think, is Davenport's been pretty good on the high side of the racetrack here these last several laps.
Yeah, but Marler, like last night, his car can work anywhere on this racetrack as it did at Georgetown last night. Brandon Overton, man, you thought he had that thing in the bag last night, and a caution with, 14 laps to go, changed the complexion of the race when Ricky Thornton Jr. came from 6th on a restart. At the Racing for Heroes restart zone, 13 to go in this nightcapper at Port Royal. Here comes Davenport, a run into 1.
Jonathan Davenport, Mike Marler, both right there on your race leader. Now side by side behind them for 4th is Tyler Erb, going to try to take that spot away from Michael Norris. Again, this happens just a stone's throw behind your lead trio as Tyler Erb clears Norris for the time being in 3 and 4. Norris will cross him over down the front straightaway and reclaim the spot.
Boy, Overton and Davenport got quite a run coming off of turn number 4. Marler back there in 3rd. Those 3 have pulled away from the field. Norris is 4th, Tyler 5th, Logan Robertson is 6th as they work out at turn 4. You see the run there coming off that turn 4 down the straightaway, but Overton's still in control. Right now, he's led every lap, 14 in the books.
Yeah, good race. I mean, just a good battle. And again, stuff you're not typically accustomed to seeing at the very on very big racetracks like this. We double it up for you at home.
Here comes Fergie. Chris Ferguson right now 8th, looking to the bottom of Moran. He takes 2 of them. How about that? Devin Moran and Tyler Erb and Chris Ferguson in that Team Zero Bloomquist car on the move at 22.
James, on the right side of your screen, you see the 1 of Tyler Erb. He had worked his way up to 4th and is falling back. Is that fender flare? We'll see if we can get a good shot of it when he comes by. Maybe, oh, and there's the Gorsuch Performance Caution. The right front fender flare is actually folded up underneath the race car as the Gorsuch Performance Caution flies for Cumberland, Maryland's Ron Fink as he has slid to a stop over in turn number 4, and there's a good look at that right front fender flare on Tyler Erb that is rolled up underneath the right front Hoosier on that race car.
And guys, looking at the scoreboard in the infield, if it's right, if it's tied to the transponder, then Brandon Overton just got to get out of jail free card, because just as they got past the line, Jonathan Davenport took the lead, and he was coming around to lead the next lap just as the Gorsuch Performance Solutions caution flew. So now Brandon Overton gets another lease on life. And I tell you what, we're going to find out what one Overton would. All right, you just saw your brother, Cody. You just saw Brandon. He's getting a second lease. What does he need to do to keep that 49 behind him?
Mash the gas a little bit harder.
Do you think is there anything you think he can do right now, or do you think he's a sitting duck?
I don't know. He might need to run the top down here. Wish I can get on that race receiver and tell him maybe go up on 3 and 4.
Well, you can't, so we're going to see what happens. But right now, guys, I'm going to tell you, the 49 is looking awful strong. I just don't think the 76 can keep him behind him.
The 2 cars on the move, Chris Ferguson and Garrett Alberson, Ben and Dustin.
Yeah, Fergie started back in 13th, Ben. He's worked his way up to 5th, and Garrett Alberson from 23rd up to 9th.
Well, both those guys are moving, and that move that Ferguson just made to go 2 for the price of 1 down the back straightaway, he's probably as happy to see that caution as anybody, because now it groups them back together. And what will Brandon Overton do different? I know that his brother said to go to the top, but I just don't think that 76 car is as comfortable on the cushion, especially off of 4.
All right, Davenport will have the pick, top or bottom on the Delaware double file. Looks like he's going to pick the top. That last completed lap at the scoring loop, it was 0.027 seconds. All right, here we'll get him in Delaware double file. I tell you what, this is not over yet, is it? We've had it. This has been highly entertaining between those top 3, and we might have 3 or 4 other guys in the hunt here as well for a win. Yes, sir.
I was just going to say, to Ben's point, keep your eyes maybe on Fergie there as well. He's going to be on the bottom. Garrett Alberson will be on the bottom as well. Is this Delaware double file restart going to jumble things up? 15 scored, 10 to go. Second and final feature of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is back underway.
Marler and Davenport. What's Davenport going to do? He'll go right there. Marler to the bottom. Davenport stays up top. Out at turn number 2. Davenport will have the run down the back straightaway. Marler just shut the door on him. Oh, man.
Davenport thought about crossing him over. Now Davenport look back to the outside and look back to the inside. Behind them, side by side for fourth is Chris Ferguson. Will take that spot away from the 10 of Michael Norris this time by 9 laps to go. It's Overton out front and Marler officially in second, that time by at the loop.
Ferguson is rolling in 22 down the back straightaway. Right now, Marler in second. It's about a 2-car length lead into turn number 3. That's where Overton has had his issues here over the last about 10 laps. They head down the main straightaway, Dustin. 17 scored, 8 to go. A dandy in Port Royal in the second 25-lapper.
Good battle for the lead and a good battle for third now as Jonathan Davenport comes under fire momentarily from Chris Ferguson. Back out at the front of the field. Look at Mike Marler driving the 157 straight into your living room.
He's still in second, though. Overton still leading. 7 laps to go. Marler, Davenport, Ferguson, they're all there. Norris in fifth, Dustin.
Things are getting interesting up front.
Yes, sir.
Look at Jonathan Davenport tiptoeing around the top side of this racetrack. 3 and 4, maybe not as much, but I'm telling you what, if we keep this camera glued right here, he gets a good run there. He's going to get an even better run on the high side down here in 1 and 2 if that lane is open.
Ferguson messed a little bit at turn 4. That'll cost him a little bit. Right now, Davenport, he had to back out of it. While Marler now, as they'll come out at turn 4, Brandon Overton, 5 laps to go for his first win since the end of January at Golden Isles.
Brandon Overton that time by with a 1-second advantage over Mike Marler. Marler trying to keep the 49 of Jonathan Davenport behind him. Davenport got that good run down the back straightaway. That was the battle for fourth momentarily under screen as Michael Norris takes that spot back away from Chris Ferguson and James. Another fantastic battle for second with 4 to go.
A good starting spot in one of those 6 heat races here tomorrow night. Watch turn number 2. We see it at Florence and Eldora, the run for Davenport. He's on the gas. Marler switches lanes. Davenport to the bottom of the side by side into turn 3 with 4 to go.
Davenport going to clear him, at least momentarily, as he drives way up the racetrack. And yes, Jonathan Davenport back up into second. Mike Marler third, Michael Norris fourth, Chris Ferguson fifth, Garrett Alberson James from 23rd to 6th.
Eyeball test on 49. Give me an eyeball test quickly.
Yes.
He's coming. He's coming. There's going to be 2 to go. Right there out of turn 4, a car in the tail end of the field. He's going to get right in front of Overton. And now Davenport's going to go to the top shelf. Here we go, right here. White flag next time. Here comes Jonathan Davenport.
Davenport's got to run down the back straightaway. He'll try to close in on Brandon Overton. Maybe a little bit of damage on the right rear of that race car. Davenport keeps the 49 glued to the high side. James, they come down to the white flag.
Oh, man, into turn 1. That might have been it right there. As he's pulling away, Marler goes to the bottom. They're side by side at turn 2 for second. Here comes Davenport. One last chance, Dustin Jarrett.
Got to run down the back straightaway. As they head through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Davenport will go up top. He's going to try to get a run down to the bottom. Here they come, a drag race to the line. It'll be Overton getting the win. Davenport second, Marler third. Your lead trio crosses the stripe within 0.6 of a second of each other. How about that?
Hey,
Michael Norris fourth and Chris Ferguson fifth.
I'm going to stand up on that one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That was good.
Yes, sir. They'll go to the scales to make it official. Unofficially, right now, it's Overton, Davenport, Marler, Norris, Ferguson, Garrett Alberson.
23rd to 6th.
If he doesn't get the Todd Steele Buildings Hard Charger, I'm going to pay him.
And he gets a $300 bonus courtesy of Lavers Concessions for being the hard charger in the second feature.
Man, what a race.
That was entertaining.
Yes,
that was fun.
Yes, sir. Port Royal not disappointing here. This place should be nearly packed tomorrow night, Ben Shelton. Come on out and watch this. What a last lap that was.
The
last several laps.
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous tomorrow as well. So get out here and pack the place.
And we're watching the last lap. Boy, Davenport, what a run out of turn 2. We see that so many times at tracks like Florence and Eldora. Here it is. Overton up there, down the straightaway.
James, I thought there for a second when I saw Marler creep into the screen, I thought you were going to get that 3-wide finish that you've been begging for. We had it in that B main at, at Florence, yeah.
Yes. That's okay. That's okay because it's going to happen. If we've had 2 wide finishes, we might have 3 wide.
How about that
You're
one?
doing fine, Tiffany. Tiffany Swisher, great job.
She's got this.
She is on it.
Hey,
and,
hey guys, get the 8-second delay ready because it's been a minute since we brought Brandon Overton into Lucas Oil Victory Lane. His last win with the series was January 28th. His last win on the year was April 29th. And tonight, it's going to be Nick at night because I have a feeling there's going to be a few expletives. He's going to be pretty excited down here. Man, Davenport was all over him. He comes up just short. And as you said, James, Davenport, he won the SRX race last Thursday, but with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, his last win was the Diamond Nationals back on July 15th. So it's been a minute, but he's got a hot ride here this weekend. He won a prelim last year, but tonight, not so much as we wait on Brandon Overton to make his way around.
Oh, Ben, an update?
Yes, sir.
I reluctantly did pick him, didn't I?
You did. I'm actually going to tell him that. I'm going to tell him we had to make you pick him.
All right, you tell him that.
I'm going to say James was not happy about it, and yeah, so I'm going to let him know. I think you get half of a win out of that one because you didn't want to take him, and we made you.
How about Garrett Alberson up 17 spots, 23rd to 6th? Yeah, I will. Andrew Yoder up 12 spots from 26th to 14th, and Chris Ferguson, who finished in 5th. He was the third highest in the Todd Steele Buildings. How about Boom? Boom up 5 spots. That's not bad. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
They're gonna have
I'm just stating facts right here on my race pass.
They're going to have a fresh pack of Senecas waiting on him back at the hauler after that one.
Well,
you know, these big racetracks, it happens, though. If you got a good car, you can go forward. If you got a bad one, you're going to go backwards. And even in 25 laps, tomorrow night, 50 laps, over $150,000 total on the line, including a $50,000 winner's purse. The B mains tomorrow night, over $5,000 in those purses. And tonight we paid out over $50,000, so well over $200,000 this weekend here at Port Royal. Just a lot of great money on the line with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And again, ramping up toward that Big River Steel chase for the championship presented by ARP. Going to crown a champion October 21st at Eldora Speedway. And nights like tonight, we're going to put you in the hunt to be one of those 4 drivers to be in contention. And no big surprise, guys, in this feature, 2 of the drivers in your top on the podium, of course, they are drivers currently in that top 4 in the points championship battle.
Yeah, you're talking these 2 features, guys. It was $50,000 purse tonight. It's $25,000.
Well, we added 2 starters, James, so it was actually $52,000 tonight got paid out.
Oh, that's coming out of your paycheck. You did not realize that.
Well, if I was getting a paycheck, that would mean something. So,
well, guys, getting word the 76 of Brandon Overton is good down there, as you can see him on the MAV TV on Flow Racing screen, just waiting for one of the push trucks or a 4-wheeler to get behind him and help him make his way over to victory lane. Ben,
somebody also talked to him about language, maybe. I don't know. Now, you know what? If you haven't won since April, you say what you want to. This is dirt track racing.
Well, Eckerd dropped
dropped it like it's hot.
He did. He dropped an S-bomb, yeah.
He did. All 5 foot of him. It was cool. No, it's you know what? It's good to be up here, and we've seen Rick Eckerd on the national tour for years and years, and it's cool to be up here in his neck of the woods and still getting to see him race, and man, still be a contender. He could leave here with $50,000 tomorrow night. So we'll wait on Overton to get a push over here to Lucas Oil Victory Lane, and he's slowly making his way over here. The David Wells Motorsports, Longhorn by Wells, Clements powered entry. And Muscle Factory on the nose of that race car, and all those great sponsors. And I tell you what, the team has not given up. I know Kent Fector a little bit under the weather back home watching, and I know this probably made him feel a little bit better here tonight watching this 76 car go to victory lane and get that monkey off his back as they pick up their 3rd Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of the year. As we said, 16th of his career. This will be his 8th overall win on the season. And his first one since April overall, and his first one with the series since January, as the Garntos Southern number 76 Midwest Sheet Metal entry pulls its way into Lucas Oil Victory Lane here tonight. As we said earlier, 17 different drivers have picked up a V1 feature win this year. Overton pushing his tally to number 3 as he'll get the Hoosier neck band down there, get set to climb out of this race car. That's Sunoco Race Fuels checkered flag after picking up the win here tonight. Race fans, let him hear it. Brandon Overton's your feature winner. $5,000 richer, and probably more important for Overton. That monkey's off his back, his big smile on his face. He'll pull off his safety restraints and step around front. And Brandon, we'll get you in front of the car. I'm just going to lay it out there. How glad are you that I'm not going to ask you, when are you going to get this monkey off your back? The answer is tonight. How good does that feel, my friend?
Yeah, it's about damn time something went my way. The caution come out as soon as JD passed me and let us kind of get back up front. Definitely didn't have the best car, but like I said, the way we've been going, hell, we're up front racing with him, So, yeah, we'll take it and keep on working. Man, it feels – I was starting to wonder if I was ever going to win another damn race. But like I said, we're pretty excited for tomorrow, see what we can get.
You see that caution come out before you guys come back around with Davenport out in front. What goes through your head? What is the game plan at that point when you know you get a get out of jail free card?
Yeah, well, he slid me, so obviously I wasn't going in 3 hard enough. So, yeah, just as soon as he passed me, he went to the top. So I just tried to protect. Just wasn't good. It didn't really matter where I went. Chapman's driving me up, down, everywhere. So, that's how it is. Sometimes you got to have it. But like I said, I just want to thank all my sponsors and Chris and Boo Boo and Chapman. Man, I have worked them to death, and my daddy's with me. My little brother's here. We're just missing Mama and my fiance. So, like I said, just fun weekend. Looking forward to it.
A lot of great sponsors on this car, too.
Yep, Wells Motorsports, Convenient Lube, Muscle Factory, All-Star Concrete, Easy Go, Big Dog Stumping Tree, Dirt Mafia, Cleanway, RW Powell, Garnto Southern, Penske Shocks, Boswell, just everybody's part of my program, man. I couldn't do it without them. There's so many great people that help me do it, and I sure appreciate all of them.
Last thing, you should know this. We pick who we think is going to win the feature before. We had to make James pick you, and then he was upset that we made him pick you, and he's listening to you right now. What do you want to say to James Essex about that?
If he didn't pick me, I don't blame him right now. But like I said, we're maybe the bad luck's gone, and things will start going our way.
Race fans, how about it? Brandon Overton wins feature number 2. As we'll slide down, your second place finisher, currently 3rd in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series standings, 3-time champion Jonathan Davenport. He had to fight his way back to 2nd. And JD, man, I tell you what, you go to the lead, you're coming around to lead the lap, and the caution comes out. And it kind of seems like it's been the summary of your luck the past month or so in Lucas Oil action.
Yeah, it just wasn't meant for us to win tonight. We had a really good car. Brandon obviously was a little better than us through the middle. Just going to have to work on it and get better there. But then once the middle started dying, the top started coming, and I was driving pretty hard there. Then we got the lead and caution come out, and then got squeezed on the back straightaway, and then lost quite a bit of ground right there, and just had to make it up, and got back by Mikey, and then I just never could get the timing right when I would catch Brandon. I'd catch him at the wrong part of the corner, and I'd just get really arrow loose or arrow tied. Coming to the white, I got really arrow tied, almost hit the wall with the right front right there, so he got away. But we ran right back to him on the last lap, but just wasn't enough. But just thanks to all my guys, how hard they worked for me, and thank Nutrient Ag Solutions, AC Warranty, Dynagrow Seed. Thanks to all the fans coming out tonight, everybody watching back home, and it sets us up good for a heat race tomorrow, so we got something to work with.
Race fans, Jonathan Davenport, 2nd in feature number 2. Round out your top 3, Mike Marlar, and Mike, it got pretty exciting there on that late race restart. One, it looked like you had a chance. You might have gone around over in 3 and 4. That was the first thing. How were you able to save it as you and JD battled for the 2nd spot?
Yeah, I know it was tight out there. That air does some funky stuff to your car, and I got in there and hit a hole wrong and got really sideways. So luckily got it straightened up there, but it was good racing, man. We raced all over the racetrack, and had those cautions not been out there, it really would have been an awesome race. Just when it got good, we kept having cautions. So, but it was fun. It was a good race, and you can throw a blanket over there at the checker flag. So it pretty much was like that the whole race.
You got to get in out of the heat tomorrow, but 25 tonight, 50 tomorrow. What kind of changes are you thinking about for this race car?
Well, I was if the track don't really have a big cushion, I felt really good. But running the cushion, I was a little too tight there. But it wasn't bad. We just got to see what tomorrow throws at us. And but I think we at least got a good game plan.
Mike Marlar, he rounds out the Big River Steel podium, position number 3 in the 157. DJ James. Quite a night here at Port Royal, and it's all over before 10 p.m. local time. Sign me up any day, guys. Throw it back up to you.
Inject that straight into my veins. Absolutely, Ben. Man, and a great show as well. And James, I know you say it a lot at these events we go to, but in all seriousness, man, Great racing tonight. If you are anywhere in the vicinity, 3-4 hours away, even come out here tomorrow night. They still have tickets for sale. You can camp, you can park, you can get a hotel, you can drive home.
Right.
You saw how good the racing was here tonight. No qualifying tomorrow. 6 heat races lined up by tonight's performance, and if the racing is half as good tomorrow as it was here tonight, these folks are going to be in for a treat.
You know, there's been a lot of talk on this new tire wheel, this national tire wheel, the 2, 3s, and 4s that are running this weekend, and we've had that in effect for a while now. And, you know, the main concern the last couple of years was comers and goers, and we've seen that in the last month especially. You know, the guy can start in the back and come to like a Garrett Alberson tonight, you know, like we've seen throughout the last few weeks. But I think that's a big factor as well. And I tell you, the competition, it used to be when you were off a tenth of a second. Now it's thousandths of a thousandth of a second. It's just that close. Everybody's got good equipment, and these guys, they are the best. They are the best, right?
They are.
They drive. I mean, it's just fantastic.
They are doing what they do for a reason. There is no doubt. Well, come back and join us here tomorrow. And if you cannot make it out to the area, then man, we hate that. But we will be live once again tomorrow as part of our MAV TV on Flow Racing coverage. Hot Laps will start at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We will get underway with our pre-race festivities starting at 6:15